Do 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 do. All right, here we go.
This is the Eric Everyday podcast for Friday, April 21st, 2017. Episode 250. Too many games.
Hello there. Eric here. How are you all today? I hope you were all doing well and feeling fine. I'm good. It's Friday. We've made it. Hooray. You'll have to excuse me. Got a bit of a frog in my throat today. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'll try to push through. Anyway, I've been thinking about the abundance of riches we have these days as far as video games go. We have every and any video game you could possibly want, and it is not at all hard these days to amass a large Steam backlog. It's just, that's how it is these days, and it changes the way we play, I think. And I've been thinking about the way it changes the way we think about games we play, and of course the way we choose which games we play. See, when I was a kid, we had very few games, and not just because there were fewer games, of course, but, you know, of course, as a kid, you don't have the money to buy the games usually, and unless you were part of a rich family who was very keen on games, which was rare it seems, you maybe got one game a year. Maybe. In our family, at least. That's kind of the way it worked. One, maybe two a year. You know, you were lucky to get a new game. So what you had, you just had to play. You get every drop out of every game you got. You had to figure out a way to make that game fun and get your way through it. Games were a lot harder back then too. Which brings me to this game here. If you're watching on YouTube, what you can see now is a video game called The Immortal for the NES. It's a hard game. It's a very hard game that I have never finished. I've never gotten terribly far in it, but I played it a ton as a kid. And not necessarily because I enjoyed it a lot. In fact, it gave me more frustration than anything, really. But it was very mysterious. And, you know, these days, I probably would have bounced off this game really hard. I probably would have played it a little bit. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I was a kid these days and I tried this game, I might have found it difficult, a little too creepy, and bounced off it real hard and went to play Geometry Dash or Minecraft or some shit. Not to dog on those games. Those games are fine. But, you know, I didn't have that option, so I had to push forward. I had to keep trying. And every little bit I got further, added more and more drive to get further. And it's a mysterious game. It's, if you don't know, if you're not watching on the YouTube, the game is you're this wizard and you're playing in this dungeon. You're going down more and more levels, and there's a million little traps. It's very easy to die, and every time you die, it's this long, gruesome kind of animation of you dying in various ways. Like a worm will pop up out of the ground, or you'll get it. It's kind of crazy, and the combat is very difficult. I don't know, it imparted this feeling of dread that I've heard people describe when playing Dark Souls or stuff like that in me, and it just made the game special in a way that I probably would have totally missed out on had I been able to go, you know what, screw this game, I'm gonna go watch Dan TDM because I'm a kid. And that's what we do now. You know, these days you got options. You got too many options, really. It's an embarrassment of riches. And it puts me in choice paralysis, really. I'm looking at everything to play and I'm like, I don't know. Screw it. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm gonna go read. And you know what? I'm not necessarily complaining. This is fine. In fact, we're lucky to have all this choice and all these awesome games with which to play. But I don't know, there's something kind of lost in being forced to get every bit of a game you can, to really interact with a game, because that's all you've got. And you want games, you love games, and if that's what you got, you're just gonna make it work. I don't know, there was something special happening. And someone smarter than I can probably write a long paper about this, probably has, and explore this further. I can't really get too deep into it because I'm not that smart guy, and I don't have the time, but it's been on my mind, you know? Just how things were very different, and these days, you just gotta go pull up something else in Steam or on your phone or whatever. It's almost all too easy. Anyway. It's gonna be a long, rainy weekend, probably yard work, and I'm not looking forward to it. But I will also fit in video games because, as explained, I can. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you all on Monday. All right, bye-bye.